Hey everybody, it's Teepa. So yesterday in our educational support group, which is what I run at Snow Approach Foundation on Fridays for everyone who attends our cafe or is interested in coming to the educational group, we talked about the idea of what dementia does to your comfort zone. And I had found a sticker on Etsy. And so I bought the sticker, and I'm going to share the sticker with us all here. I'm going to show you because it turns out that one of the things we know when it comes into working with people is people learn in different ways. We might want to see it, we might want to hear about it or talk about it, or we might want to do something with it. And in the work that I've done for a long, long time, I also know that human beings have other ways of learning and taking in data, and they have ways that they're not so comfortable taking in information and data. And the one thing I know about dementia is it scares people. It changes things, and change, when you don't know what it is and when it's going to happen and how it happens and whether that's what it is or it's something else, makes things uncomfortable. So I'm going to show you the sticker that I got, and it's a really cool little sticker because it really does speak to what it is that I have found is probably one of the most interesting pieces because for me, this is what the sticker is, and it's available on Etsy, and it's called Thunder and Grace. And, I like it because it allows me to visually imagine. Before dementia, many of us are in a comfort zone. We feel safe, we're relaxed, there's low risk, we're in control of relationships, of our lives, how we do things. But then something is changing in myself or someone around me, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. But that's when we enter the fear zone, where we start making excuses. We might be impacted by other people. We really focus on problems. We have low confidence. And unfortunately, in the world of dementia, um, that's where a lot of communities are. And when a community is there, it means the people within the community have a hard time getting what they like, want, and need from the community. And so it's this ever spinning phenomena. And so what I have been working with for a long time is helping people move into the learning zone, to move into this space where, okay, well, let's back up a second and let's even look at the idea of whether what you're looking at is typical or atypical aging. Is it, once we recognize, yeah, now this isn't typical, this is something else, or it's typical or atypical relationship change, or it's typical or atypical vision shifts. If it's not typical, let's get curious. Let's not get scared. Let's go through scared pretty quick and let's go on over here to curious and see what we can learn. Because once we enter the learning zone, that's when we can build what we need. And we're talking about individuals, but we also are talking about community. And so this sticker got me thinking about the idea, okay, well, here's what we've been doing. We have been creating for, oh, I don't know, many, many years, the idea of community training, community education, because we know that there are certain people out there, and it's not everybody. I want to be super clear about that. It's not everybody. Not everybody is into a space where they want to take on the role of helping others, of guiding, of supporting, of recognizing that, yeah, we're there, but we've got to get in a growth zone. We've got to get to this idea of advocacy. We've got to get to the space where I am motivated to help other people get to a place where things can change. We have a vision. And frankly, that's not for everybody. But every community needs someone when it comes to dementia. And I would say more than someone. They need a team, they need a group to come together and say, we're going to take this on. And I've had some wonderful examples of this. I've had the good fortune to work with communities around the world who started with one person, maybe two, maybe three. They had experienced the fear and they got to that idea of wait a minute, learning mattered. Finding this out, becoming aware, knowledgeable, and then skillful. And at that point, there's a decision to be made. Am I going to look around and bring other people with me? Or am I going to just take care of my situation, get through it, and then be done? And what we've done at Positive Approach to Care finally is to come up with a resource that we think is for a community very low priced. But what it's going to take is someone, a group of someone's, to decide, you know what, with the support of this resource, we can do this. We can take a community from where they are to where they are no longer afraid, to where they are becoming a knowledgeable community who can help others and build support for one another, to finally a community that is competent. And over years, we've worked on it, we've modified it, but we think now we have it to a place where people who are less familiar, less able, but really wanting hard to make a difference, we think we have something at this point that could be super helpful to people. Now, in order to prove that that's the case, I mean, to make sure that we're there, we've got to get people to sort of see what it is. And so I'm going to show you briefly some of the stuff so you can see. I want people to think about it, to explore it, to get up with us and find out. Find somebody, and you might know who you are, who is interested in making this come into being. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is our Getting to Know Dementia package. And it's put a fair amount of work into it, frankly. So let me share. So it has 6 parts. We formally called it the Community 6-part series. So if you have that, there's a real discount on upgrading because we have got it on a USB drive. You can create materials that allow people to manipulate them, to look at them, to talk at them at tabletop, to put them up on the screen. We have for every session a script, slides, card sets, handouts, and videos. You get all this, and each of the sessions we go through what is it? So, what is dementia really? One of our most common questions. Well, what's the difference between Alzheimer's and dementia? How do you know if somebody's got dementia? How do I talk about this? Then we have brain changes and abilities. So, what are the brain changes that come with dementia? And we really do go through what are some of those things, and then looking at progression and seeing things beyond loss, because we know there are things beyond loss. 4th session, we're talking about a model that looks at what's retained and what's missing and how do you offer the right support. Then part 5, what are some new skills that are going to be needed to offer support? And finally, and that goes way beyond one-on-one support. We're talking about advocacy. We're talking about financial awareness. And then finally, building your team, a whole team to support. Now, the reason we did this at $195, I mean, that's the price tag for it, $199.99, I guess, is not for a huge moneymaker. That's not what this is about. This is about breaking out of the fear zone. We've got to get out of the fear zone. We've got to acknowledge dementia is present. And when families experience something that's changing, it's time to have the resource available that they need before they get to dementia. They could come to session 1 and go, oh, well, what mom has is thyroid problems. Cool. That's it. Nice. Do you want to know about your Aunt Mary, though? Yeah, well, maybe you might want to come to the 2nd session. You might not, but what we've done with these segments is made it less scary, made it more doable. And there are 6 segments. People can come to one, they can come to all. And what we're looking for, quite honestly, are people who are willing to take the risk, build the abilities so that you can take a community that's not comfortable with dementia and see if you can't get them a little into the learning zone rather than living in the zone of fear. Because as long as people are fearful, they will be angry, they will be sad, they will feel trapped or abandoned, they will be scared, and they will not be able to find purpose. They will feel that this is an awful thing that has happened to them, and they just want it to stop. And while I understand that, that's not a comfortable place to be. And there's no way to get past that without going through something different. So that's the message this morning. We've worked hard to try to get something that we think can serve well. We'd love you to check it out. There's going to be opportunities. And what I'd say is, please help us break the barrier. Help us figure out how to make this a reality, that we finally can start to change the culture of care, starting at the very beginning. These sessions could be done anywhere with anyone. All right, everybody. Next up is going to be some tough topics, but we think we have some ways of bringing them up and sharing them out. Till next time, take care of yourself, take care with your care, and consider, am I someone who's in a growth zone, or do I know someone who might be willing to take that on? Have a conversation with us, if nothing else. All right, everybody. Talk to you soon.